My name is Tiffany Stepney, and this is my story of how I used to love a crackhead. So, just to give you a little background so that you can understand where my head was at the time, it was about 2000, going into 2001. I had just given birth to my daughter at the time, and I was in a 12-year relationship that was really going nowhere, and I was feeling unsatisfied, unhappy. I just felt like I was just going through the motions in this relationship just because I had two kids at the time. And, we talked about it, like where our relationship was going, and he was fine with how things were, and I wasn't because I didn't want to just keep having babies and, the relationship is going nowhere. So about 2001, I decided that, I need to do what's best for me because there's no sense for me to, be depressed in a relationship. I have, two children, two small children at the time, and, I'm feeling unfulfilled. So I decided to end the relationship. We decided we'll be cordial. Um, I'm lying. It was not it was not cordial. I wanted to be cordial, but he was like, you making a big mistake. You're not gonna find nobody else with two kids. Who gonna want you with two kids? Just kind of really messing with my mental, um, my psyche, like my self-esteem. Like he had me feeling like I was nothing and, nothing I did was good enough. So I was like, you know what, this is further confirmation that I need to leave. So I wanted it to be cordial. I was hoping he would understand, but he really didn't. But I was like, I don't care at this point because I have to do what's best for me. I did it your way. Now I have to do it for mine. So yeah, it was not cordial. I wanted it to be, but it wasn't. But nevertheless, I moved on. I was in a new decade in my life. I was in my 30s now, just turned 30. And I was like, I have to make a change for myself. Nobody understood that I would rather be single and happy than to be miserable just to say I have someone. So, with that being said, I just went ahead and did what I had to do. I had my job. I was working at night from 5 to midnight, and I had become friends with one of my coworkers. We were having fun. We would travel together. We would take the kids places and everything like that. So we formed a really lasting friendship. Well, during the course of our friendship, she got engaged, and she told me about this man that she met and that, they had been dating, and, they decided to get married. So now they're engaged. And I was like, oh, that's great. And she's like, you're going to be in the wedding. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So they were having an engagement party. And so she was like, I want you to come to the house. My fiance has a friend that he wants you to meet. They thought that he would be really good for me to meet since, everything I had been through. And so I was like, sure, I'll come. I didn't really know anybody, but I just knew her and her fiance. But I was like, oh, sure, I'll come through. So I came through. It was really nice. Everybody was having a good time. And so they introduced me to this guy. And at first glance, I was like, oh, he's nice looking, nice and everything. And we started talking at the party, and, we kind of hit it off. We both enjoyed music, of all kinds. We both loved to travel. We named our favorite artists. And of course, my favorite artist of all time is those two, Prince and Michael Jackson. And his two, we named songs that we like. We're going down the list, like, what's your favorite song? And mine was Adore by Prince. And he's like, oh, yeah, I love that too. And then, we started talking about, other things we like to do. I said, I like to sing karaoke. He was like, I can sing too. So I was like, let me hear you sing. So he was singing, I can't remember the song, but it was some song. And I was like, oh, you have a voice. And I was like, okay. So we just kind of hit it off. We were laughing and talking and everything. And party was over. He's like, well, I want to continue to talk to you. And I was like, sure. So we exchanged numbers, and my oh, okay. So my girlfriend, she's like, so what do you think? She's like, what do you think about Bob? We're gonna say his name is Bob for the story. And I was like, I think he's really nice. I said, he's a breath of fresh air compared to my last relationship.